Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphaname. So we have a lot to cover today. There's chapters in the video right down below. You'll see them there or in the description box. Okay. So as you all probably know, yesterday, Ripple appointed a new president, Monica Long. Now, I look at this differently, I think, than most. Whatever the potentiality of on-demand liquidity was before, I'm doubling it now. Yes, I expect double the partnerships. I expect everything to increase twofold. Why do I say that? I look at Monica Long in the same way that I look at Stacey Wharton, Lehman Baird, Gilbert Verdian, Silvio McCauley. Monica Long is a deal closer, a warrior, a lion. Monica Long is the very reason why on-demand liquidity is where it is today. Her team is who pushed on-demand liquidity everywhere, closed those deals, brought in those partnerships, and made sure that on-demand liquidity was positioned properly. We know that here on the channel because we've covered many different articles and tweets where Monica Long spoke, or, you know, there were things going on involving Monica Long and her team. So we're very well aware of this. So this was a tremendous move, in my humble opinion. By Ripple. Very smart. Take your shining stars and push them to the front. So things are looking very good, in my humble opinion. Then did you see that last video? I put out 2 videos in one day. But in one of those last videos, did you see where the lawyer, listen, I'm not making this up, where the lawyer said that if the case goes to Supreme Court, that we are, that there's no doubt in his mind that we'll win. Did you see that? You do understand if XRP explodes, when we win this case, that when XRP explodes, XLM usually follows with it. All the rest of the bank coins will sort of have a light version of clarity, in my humble opinion, because all the use cases are pretty similar. Yeah, they're pretty similar. How are they similar? My mama said that they similar because they do cross-border payments. They do cross-border payments and they all have liquidity. Medulla oblongata. Have you seen? I know, man. Oh my goodness. I'm showing my age now. You don't remember Waterboy? Waterboy. If you need a good laugh, listen, it's a little bit raunchy, but if you need a good laugh, listen, Waterboy is prime Adam Sandler. Oh my goodness. That one scene right there with Colonel Sanders, when he's talking about, he's trying to explain to Bobby about alligators having an enlarged medulla oblongata, right? And you always have this little, remember the guy in the front? Oh man, he's that one kid in class that he always has to have the right answer, raise his hand and put you to shame if you have the wrong answer. So Bobby then answers and he says, well, so what Colonel Sanders asked him, he says, well, Bobby, he's like, well, why are alligators so angry? Right? And Bobby's like, my mama said that alligators are ornery because they have all them teeth and all of he said, all them teeth and no toothbrush. Oh, I was watching the clip the other day, man. I almost fell off my couch. That was hilarious, you know. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I just watch old school stuff from time to time. Mostly I'm reading books these days. That was hilarious. So then the other guy says, what did he say? Like, alligators are angry, sir, because they have an enlarged medulla oblongata. And then Bobby tries to retort, and he's like, but my mama said, and then Colonel Sanders is like, medulla oblongata. He just had enough. You ever had those teachers? They're just angry all the time. They're done with life. They're done with teaching the kids. They don't love the kids. They started out, I love the kids. They don't love the kids anymore. Kids annoyed them too much. Anyway, you guys distracted me, man. But we have too much fun. All right, let's move on here. So we have another article here just on U.Dot today. You guys, excuse me. I'm gonna have a little fun in between. It helps the flow of everything. This is on U.Dot today. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson praise new Ripple director. What else are they going to do? This is one of their greatest winners. But you have to give respect where respect is due. That's all I see here. And they want that because they understand a golden age is about to arise. This was a strategic movement. Listen, remember when I called it for the Stacey Wharton effect over at Algorand when Stacey took that power position? And Algorand has been just dominating. Everyone who's building on Algorand has been dominating, right? Okay. I expect the same thing here. They're going, if this works out and Monica Long does what Monica Long is great at, we're looking at a golden age of partnerships. We need that. Why? Because that's what's going to move that price. Don't you want that price to go up? I want more banks, more partnerships, more large business institutions. I want more of that B2B money, right? So yeah, sure, they should praise. Let's scroll down here and see what's going on here. I feel good, man. I did a little bit of meditation just now. I did a lot of meditation, actually. A little working out this morning, staying healthy, hit it kind of hard. Actually, I feel great now. I got a lot of water in me. My vitamin D3 is good. Feeling good right now. You feeling good out there? Let me know in the comment section. Talk to me normal. Let me know in the comment section. All right. So let's read this little tidbit here. Ripple fintech giant has appointed a new director as part of his management change. That we know. Let's see if we can get to the comments here. Garlinghouse and Larson happy with new director. Unlike Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, the co-founder and former CEO of the company, provided some substance to his praise. Where's the praise? Sorry about that. I know I'm like, where's the praise? And I'm scrolling through just trying to grab that one little piece. It says here, Ripple stated that Monica has helped the company to overcome manifold crypto winters. That's what I was just saying. And headwinds in the space. Besides, her efficient work was crucial for overcoming the past 2022, the second year of the long-standing SEC lawsuit. All right, they still didn't tell me what Brad said. They just said, unlike Garlinghouse, but they didn't tell me what Brad said. All right, let's move on from there. Chris Larson, co-founder. We're just gonna make lemons out of lemonade, everybody. Wait. Did you catch what I just said? Lemons out of lemonade. Let's make. I'm putting it on you. You said it, not me. You said it. Let's make lemonade out of lemons. All right. Chris Larson, a co-founder, former CEO of the company, provided substance. He stated that he has not only worked with Monica at Ripple since the day it started, but they have also worked together at 3 different companies. He did not specify what they were, but apparently in the crypto space too. He stated that Ripple has achieved so much due to her leadership. Isn't that what I just said? But I mean, anybody following Ripple knows that already. We follow all their activities in the United States and Europe and stuff, and you're going to hear Monica Long's name around because that's just a dominant force. That's just what happens. When you're doing legendary things, people are going to talk about you. You're going to have articles written. You're going to do interviews, things like that. That's all a possibility. So now let's move on from here, okay? So I'm expecting a golden age, but we'll see. I could be wrong on that, but we'll see. And it's going to be great for business. Business means more money for us. If that XRP price goes up, more partnerships, you understand. So now this is on Cointelegraph.com. And it says this, new Ripple president says her job is to continue to scale amid crypto winter. Listen, this is why I believe this is so good. When you give a winner a trophy, it does something to you. Oh my goodness, you don't understand. I remember I was at a certain tournament, right? It was my time. It was my time. I was dominating. I'm talking about just destroying guys. Oh yeah, I had a great run. I made it to, I probably made it to 18-0 at that time. 18-0? I think I was about 18-0. Wait, did I make it 18 or 19-0? I can't remember. One of them. Anyway, I was on a good streak. I mean, I was dominating, focused. And I remember getting this one trophy from this one tournament. And let me tell you something. I wanted it so bad. So bad. The year before I got close. But I was sick at the same time. So it didn't work out great for me. Better man won. But this year I destroyed that tournament. Got my trophy. One of many. Oh, one of many trophies and many medals. But I remember when I got it, it was like energy, like a higher energy came over me. It makes you hungrier for more victory. I mean, it's like I don't know how to put it without putting negative. I don't want to say it's like you're possessed or something like that. I don't want to say that got a negative connotation to it, right? But something comes over you like, I don't know, this great energy. And you just go on a rampage. You want more victories. Monica Long, they just handed a winner the equivalent of a great trophy. Oh, I believe Monica Long's hungry. Oh yeah, she's staring at all those banks like, wait, I'm coming now. Oh yeah. You're on the menu, and you're on the menu. And wait a minute. Let me flip the page. You're on the menu too. Oh, she's coming for them. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I know this stuff. When you reward champions and you give them their proper respect, they get even hungrier for more championships. And look at what she's saying. Says her job is to continue to scale. They already been dominating. So it's what she's trying to tell the people that are not going to hear it anyway. She's trying to tell them that more domination is coming. Oh man, it's so fun being a researcher sometimes. You get to have a little bit of fun sometimes, a little bit of fun. You know what I need to do? Oh man, I messed up. I did a warm up. I did the workout. You know what's going to happen? I forgot to stretch. I know. You guys are out there like, Alphanim, how could you forget to stretch? I have so many things, you know, all this research. I got multiple projects. I forgot. And you know what will happen? Listen, all you youth out there, let me tell you something. Get up there, you're getting your older years. You better stretch. I will go to sleep. If I don't stretch, I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up in the morning. Everything is stiff. Holy smokes. Back stiff, arms, everything feels like tighter. You know what I mean? No, might as well stretch now. Like once I'm done the video, hopefully stretch a little bit and keep that body nice, limber, and loose. You know why? Because it's going to prevent all those torn muscles. I've seen a lot of people lately getting torn muscles. What's going on here? All these torn biceps and torn quads? No. We're going to stretch after this. A comprehensive, complete stretch. Holy, stretching the back, the legs, arms, everything. Rotating the neck, do some neck rotations. You gotta be safe. I'm telling you. And you know what? Sometimes you don't think about that when you're younger. I'm telling you now, you're getting up there in age. This is not health advice. Stretching is paramount. It's crucial. All right. So, anyway, here's a little fun article from U.Today. Ripple CTO, none other than the esteemed Mr. David Schwartz, hints at Satoshi Nakamoto's identity. Mr. Schwartz, I love a lot of what you do, but I really don't care about his identity at all, or his or hers. Maybe it's an AI bot. I don't know. There's so many AI bots now. I'm sorry. I'm just playing around, but I don't care at all. Do people really care about who Satoshi Nakamoto is? Do they? I don't know. So he hints at Satoshi Nakamoto's identity and reason for enormous wealth untouched. All right, well, let me see what you have to say here. I mean, there are a lot of people, trust me, I know. A lot of people live a very monkey life where they don't require a lot. That wealth doesn't mean anything. They don't need a bunch of cars. They don't need a giant mansion. And they're very wealthy. They don't need fantastical clothing and stuff like that. All they need is a little peace. All they need is peace. Peace, goodness, time to think, ways to express themselves creatively, you know, maybe, sometimes not, maybe a few people around them that they love. That's all they need. Literally, that's all they need. A respectable living quarters where they can do all of those things that generate good energies. That's all they need. You'd be surprised how many people are like that. Ripple CTO David Schwartz is still of the opinion that Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, is more of a collective than an individual. Oh yeah, that's definitely possible. There's a lot of things throughout history that have been attributed to a name that sounds like an individual, but actually it's a collection of individuals, right? Because the point wasn't for them to make a name for themselves. The point was to give a great gift to the world. That's typically what happens with these types of situations. It says the discussion started when crypto enthusiast Mr. Huber, with Twitter handle, I'm not going to read these Twitter handles, they're too difficult, tweeted that one thing he would never understand was the 100% certainty that Satoshi Nakamoto was gone. I don't understand it either. I would say about a 50-50 possibility of the person still being around or gone. Who knows? I wouldn't even give thought to it. I don't typically give thought to things that serve no purpose for me. It's like a waste of time. It doesn't benefit me. Why would I think about that? No, I fill my time with thinking about things that actually benefit me, move me forward, move my people forward. I don't waste any thoughts or any time at all. So there's that. It says Schwartz chipped in. A group of people just decided to forget about a claim worth tens of billions of dollars, unquote. Might be hard to believe, but once again, I iterate, there are many people who I'm telling you, like you can disagree, but I've met them. There are a lot of people where they feel that their purpose is greater than like a superficial, mundane existence, a worldly existence. There's a lot of people who wanted to do great things. That's why they didn't take credit. They don't take credit. They wanted to do great things for the world, but at the same time, they don't want attachments to the world. They view, and I'm not saying that this is what's happening here. I'm not saying that, but I'm just putting it out there that these people exist. They view the like money of the world, money, fashion, entertainment, all of these things, they view them as trappings of the world, not something to be enjoyed. So they try to stay away from it. And yes, there's groups of people like that. They're not individuals. Now, one can live in solitude and live a hermit-like life, sure. Some people do that, but there's groups of people that feel these particular types of ways. But just my humble opinion, I could be completely wrong. Okay, so let's move on from that there, okay? So I wanted to read this little tidbit here. It's about chance, okay? A lot of people believe in chance. I personally believe in cause and effect, but I wanted to read this little tidbit because it's quite eloquent and brings a little bit of clarity to cause and effect. And one can give rise to causes, right? Causes so that one can bring about the possibility or potentiality, great potentiality for certain effects. But most people never take control over the causes that they give rise to. It takes a wise individual to understand that we give rise to causes. I won't say you create causes, but you give rise to causes. Let's begin here very, very quickly. A careful examination will show that what we call chance is merely an expression relating to obscure causes, causes that we cannot perceive, causes that we cannot understand. The word chance is derived from a word meaning to fall, as the falling of the dice. The idea being that the fall of the dice and many other happenings are merely a, quote, happening unrelated to any cause. And this is the sense in which the term is generally employed. But when the matter is closely examined, it is seen that there is no chance whatsoever about the fall of the dice. Each time a die falls and displays a certain number, it obeys a law as infallible as that which governs the revolution of the planets around the sun. Back of the fall of the die are causes or chains of causes running back further than the mind can follow. The position of the die in the box, the amount of muscular energy expended in the throw, the condition of the table, etc., etc., all are causes, the effect of which may be seen. But back of these seen causes, there are chains of unseen preceding causes, all of which had a bearing upon the number of the die which fell uppermost. If a die be cast a great number of times, it will be found that the numbers shown will be about equal. That is, there will be an equal number of 1 spot, 2 spot, etc. coming uppermost. Toss a penny in the air, and it may come down either heads or tails, but make a sufficient number of tosses, and the heads and tails will about even up. This is the operation of the law of average, but both the average and the single toss come under the law of cause and effect. And if we were able to examine into the preceding causes, it would be clearly seen that it was simply impossible for the die to fall other than it did, under the same circumstances and at the same time. Given the same causes, the same results will follow. There is always a cause and a because to every event. Nothing ever happens without a cause, or rather a chain of causes. All right, so now let's move on. Now that we know that, you know, we have clarity on that. Let's move on to a little bit of Algorand news, right? I love what Algorand is doing here. They have this little tweet here about @DFlexFi. It's a joint effort with DFly apps. And so what they're going to be doing is they're going to be utilizing Algorand to access aggregated liquidity. I love it. I want more of it. I want all of these companies bringing volume, bringing higher value, and utilizing our liquidity. Oh yeah, definitely. I want that algo in constant flow. It's going to make that price go up. So that's a good thing in my humble opinion. Now, you might be asking yourself, you want a clear definition of what aggregated liquidity is, right? You have all these technical terms. So let's read the definition of aggregated liquidity. Aggregate liquidity means at any time, the sum of A, all of the cash held in the liquidity account at such time, plus B, the market value of all of the liquidity cash equivalents at such time, plus C, the liquidity investment property existing at such time, plus D, total availability at such time. That's from lawinsider.com, so it's reputable. Okay, so this is sounding very good in my humble opinion, but they're just beginning, so it's going to take some time. But Algorand just keeps on winning right now. In my humble opinion, they're the best of the best. As far as being a balanced bank coin company, they're the best of the best. They're the most balanced. They're dominating in every possible sector. All right, so now let's continue on here because Algorand is doing even more. So you have another offering built on Algorand doing something amazing and epic. So this company is called ZT Element. It is built on Algorand. And it says here, ZT Element, a smart contract software company, celebrated a major milestone in October. It became the first company in Europe to be licensed to operate fully regulated payments on top of blockchain. Fully regulated. That means we're in the door. Look at what we're doing in Italy. Now you're here. Now we're here with this company built on Algorand, and they are fully regulated. Algorand is going to be dominated. I think that price is going a little bit higher than what people anticipate. I've said that before. This is not financial advice. I say that because that's personally how I feel. I don't say that so you buy Algorand or you sell Algorand. Doesn't matter to me if you buy or sell at all. As you can see, the partnerships are what's going to move that price. The partnerships are what's going to make that price explode. Banks, large financial institutions. That's what I'm here for, right? That's what a lot of us are here for. We're here for that bank money. But things like this are huge, huge. ZT Element is now approved to use its smart contract software to move euros peer-to-peer on blockchain rails in full compliance. Keep doing a good job, ZT Element. Keep doing a good job, Algorand. I love what you're doing. So now let's go here, all right? Now I want to congeal to a tweet and an article together because they sort of go together. We're going to get into a little bit of Stellar news now. Now, Stellar released this tweet, right? And we heard about this a few months back about AUDD, but they made this tweet the other day about AUDD, right? It's a retweet, right? Or whatever you call that when you do a subtweet about stable coins. Now, that's not what's important, right? It says our stablecoin AUDD launched on Stellar.org November 1st, 2022, make global payments and trades with near instant settlements connecting Australians to the hashtag blockchain company. Now, wait, that's not what's important. I told you before, stablecoins are light versions of CBDCs. That's what's important. Now, a lot of times I say it jokingly, but there's truth behind my jokes. When I say Stellar sneaky, they're doing things in a way that's going to possibly, no guarantee, that could be big and bring big volume to the blockchain and big value to the blockchain. Those stablecoins have to flow across that blockchain. Now, if you got to remember, a lot of these banks don't have liquidity. And not only that, you have to remember that the banks treat stablecoins as a regular deposit, which means that since the banks lack liquidity right now and they treat your stablecoins as deposits, they're going to take your stablecoins if the banks are going to be holding stablecoins. In the future, banks are going to, I said this for an entire year. I told you banks are coming for stablecoins. I said that based off of the research that we read together here from the Bank of International Settlements, remember, and the Fed. Remember that paper the Fed put out, and they were talking about stable coin. They're the ones who said stable coins are like light versions of CBDCs, and that that the Fed may not even need to put out a CBDC because of stable coins, that they could just conscript the banking system, the financial system could just use stable coins. Remember that? I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that. Keep that in mind. So now you have this, you have Stellar getting deep with stablecoins. Some people may scratch their head and say, stablecoins, huh? But keep in mind, XLM, Lumens are, one of its utilities is to provide liquidity for otherwise illiquid assets. Imagine you have all these hundreds of millions to billions of dollars worth of stablecoins at some point in the future that the banks want to move around, and people, not even just the banks, but the people want to move around. You know, they want to send money to their cousin across the world, something like that. But the banks don't have the liquidity because they're lending your stable coins out. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Alfani, you said that the banks are going to take over, but that's just you saying it. Oh, yeah? Watch this. Here, this is an article, right? And I'm trying to piece, there's so many thoughts I have. I'm trying to piece it all together here. This is an article on CoinDesk.com. Get a load of this. The article is titled, Banks Will Dominate Stable Coins. Are you seeing where this is going? Banks will dominate stable coins. When that happens, stable coins are going to take off. Then you're going to see that media push too, because when the legacy system gives the media the okay, they push everything. I'm just saying, keep your eye on this. I'm keeping my eye on this. Maybe it goes nowhere, but this could be major. But let's scroll down here. I want to read this little paragraph. If we can get back to it, these websites are giving me a problem today. Let's scroll down a little bit here. Bear with me. Number 3, traditional banks will dominate stablecoins market once there is regulatory clarity. This goes hand in hand with what I've been saying. The bank coins will make a run. I'm talking about the bank coin companies will bring in so many partnerships when there's regulatory clarity. So we're not the only ones waiting on regulatory clarity, because the banks want their piece as well. And they have to wait right here. They have to wait until regulatory clarity to get their piece. So they want it also. So there is a push. Now, not all of the legacy system is pro crypto. Of course, you got some stalwarts who are going against us. Of course, you're always going to have a rogue faction. But there are a lot of powerful entities that want this to happen, that need the new financial system, and they're making a push. They need regulatory clarity as well. So that's why it says here, traditional banks will dominate the stablecoin market once there is regulatory certainty in developed markets. It says with increasing regulatory pressure towards fiat-backed stablecoins, the potential development of a wholesale CBDC in the US and Europe, as well as consumer flight to safety in the crypto market. As well as consumer flight to safety in the crypto market, the market is ripe for traditional banks to dominate the stablecoin market. Once regulatory certainty is achieved, traditional banking institutions will be well set up to enter the stablecoin space. Now, going into the future, like I said, there's no guarantees in anything. This is not financial advice. Keep your eye on these activities. There is a reason, cause and effect. Nothing is random. This wasn't chance that Stellar decided to get in deep with stablecoins. So now I want to leave that there because I wanted to get an update also. More XLM news. If you go to Lightnet's site, of course, you have their partners down below. You see Stellar down there, of course. They're utilizing Stellar blockchain just like Velo, just like EveryNet. So, but you'll see 7bank there, 7bank. So I said to myself, I like to get updates on some of these banks that are associated and could possibly, no guarantee, but could possibly use those blockchains, right? And 7bank is there. So I said to myself, well, let me go look into 7bank and just get an update on them. We've looked into them before, but that was a long time ago. Let's get an update on them. So I went to 7bank.co.jp, all right? And if you scroll down, you'll see here, 7bank in terms of numbers. They're looking good here, but they can do much better. So 7bank in terms of numbers, number of ATM transactions per fiscal, 910 million. They are a partner of LightNet. Can you imagine if at any point we start moving a modicum of that type of volume, right? It's moving across Stellar. Who knows? Maybe we even deal with them directly. We don't have to go through LightNet. Maybe we deal with them directly. Who knows? 910 million. That's a lot of volume. And obviously that has to be a higher transaction value than what we're dealing with right now. That could be very healthy. It says number of partner financial institutions, 620. 620. That's a lot of institutions. I would love to know. Let me hover this. Nope. It doesn't let you click through. That was wishful thinking to hope that I could click through and get a list of the 620 financial institution partners. Number of ATMs. Listen, everything is going to be digitized. They need it badly in every possible way to save money, more efficiency, traceability. With programmability, you can do a lot with that. You can shut things down quite easily while tracing things. You can see a bank run coming from a mile away. You know, ATMs have the same problem that the inside of the banks do, but ATMs have been able to be shut down. But you can see the bank run coming a little faster if you start to see more money being pulled out faster than normal. Even just the trickles of a bank run, you can start to get a handle on things, as opposed to now the bank run already is happening and now you have to shut down your ATM while it's happening, which is usually how it is. You got a line of people there and all of a sudden the ATM just shuts down, right? So I believe they're going to digitize everything. Everything is going to be run across the distributed ledger technologies in the future. It's my humble opinion. I don't know how long it's going to take. We'll see. So number of ATMs, 26,253. Now you have to ask yourself, why are they a partner of LightNet? What are they going to be using LightNet for? LightNet is built on Stellar. Listen, LightNet is built on Stellar. LightNet is working with Velo Labs. I believe they merged with Velo Labs. They're working with Velo Labs. Velo Labs is built on Stellar. Mike Kennedy is the head of Velo Labs, but Mike Kennedy also was, or is, I don't know the status of that, is the head of Interstellar, the for-profit branch of Stellar. Look at all these connections. So that's why I'm looking into this. I have to take it serious as a possibility, not a guarantee, a possibility. You tell me what you think, all right? So I'm just keeping an eye on that, that's all. Now, let's go here. So I want to read this little tidbit here. It's titled, Yellen warns of global financial crisis if U.S. debt limit agreement isn't reached. Here's the problem with this. I told people, be careful this year. There's so many different possible scenarios for a financial crisis. I think it's wise to operate with a little bit of caution and just stay up to date on the different catalysts, both positive and negative. But people can do what they want. I'm just saying, it's not advice, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would be cautious. So here's the problem with this. Even if they agree to raise the debt limit, they've done this multiples of times. They're just going to hit the debt ceiling again. How long can this go on? It can't go on forever. Then on top of that, with having that amount of debt, it's unbelievable how much debt the United States has. But with that amount of debt, if at any time the dollar, and I said this before, the petrodollar is in jeopardy. You have the BRICS nations attacking the petrodollar status, the world reserve currency status of the dollar, by dumping dollars, by backing their currencies with other things. They're trading with each other in some of their own currencies. They're working on digital assets backed by commodities. Then you have the West attacking the dollar itself because they're apparently against oil. So how can it be a petrodollar if you're against oil and you openly talk about eradicating the oil industry? Which then, if the dollar is not attached to it doesn't have that petrodollar status, then its value plummets dramatically. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm saying something wrong. Feel free to inform me in the comment section. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to learn. And as a matter of fact, when people bring something to me, and it's good information, or any information really for that matter, I'm always thankful. I use my discernment, of course. But this is something to keep an eye on. It says Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Friday warned of the widespread global effects that could be felt if the federal government exhausts extraordinary measures and fails to raise the debt ceiling, telling CNN's Christine Amanpour about the ways everyday Americans could face stark consequences. Well, everybody around the world would. It would start a domino effect. But as I said before, we'll see. I don't know if they have resolved this already. This was on the 20th. But what I'm saying is, what's important to me is they've done this before. They're going to hit the ceiling again. So the question I have is, what are the actual remedies and solutions, right, that they're looking to employ? They never speak about that. And the regular American citizen needs to start pushing and making their voices heard so they don't have to live through these things and be subject to these types of negatives based on what some politicians have done. Make their voices heard at the least. You can fight back at the least. You don't have to go quietly into that dark night, and let these people know, hey, we want solutions on things like this without you trying to take our money, right, as the solution. I mean, they've been wasteful with a lot of money. They could have used capital to start trying to whittle away at this particular debt, but they have not. That's irresponsibility. That's reckless. That's reckless and irresponsible. All right, so now let's move on from there. But that's something that I'm going to keep on my mind so that I can stay up to date on it, right? God, you have to take precautionary measures, right? Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's how I feel sometimes. Most of the time, I feel like that. So we're going to end off with this here today. And I just wanted to show that there are trickles of companies getting hungry and starting to utilize crypto, starting to utilize the blockchains, the DLTs. And it's a slow adoption because of a lack of regulatory clarity. A lot of companies don't want to take this type of risk. But in the future, I believe most companies on Earth will operate off of something like blockchain or hash graph or any other iteration. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's coming in the future that's going to be far superior to these things. Hash graph is already superior to blockchain by far. But here, this article is titled, California DMV to digitize car title management system via Tezos. California DMV's Chief Digital Officer Ajay Gupta emphasized that the agency is looking to modernize its current systems and bring greater transparency to car title transfers. A lot of companies they're salivating and they want so badly to utilize the positives of the DLTs, but they just can't do it just yet. Just like we read in that article a little while ago, everyone's waiting on regulatory clarity. If we can get regulatory clarity, there's no telling at this point. But if that does occur, there's going to be a feeding frenzy, and that can open the pathway to some good years. It definitely could. I think people are going to make a lot of money. They're going to save a lot of money. It'll be a fun time if we get regulatory clarity. It definitely will. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.